Thank you, Ramon. Happy International Workers' Day. So the May Day Committee has adopted the slogan, "Make Canada a Zone for Peace," as one of its slogans for May Day. This is our answer to Fortress North America, where North America is supposed to be a base for war and aggression against the peoples of the world. And Canada is completely integrated into the US war machine. And we see every single day that this government is going ahead with more and more integration and more putting Canada under the dictate of the US. So our answer is the unity of the workers and people of Canada, the US and Mexico, to make Mexico, Canada, and the US zones of peace. Today, there's no doubt that the US is the most dangerous aggressor. Since the US invaded Iraq 14 years ago, the people of the region have not seen 1 minute of peace. Only hardship and insecurity, death and destruction on an almost unimaginable scale. The Canadian government supports more of the same, justifying regime change in Syria and the ground war in Syria and Iraq. It supports US and Saudi attacks on Yemen, where not only thousands of civilians have been killed, but millions are facing starvation. It even supplied the Saudis with weapons, a 14, I forget exactly how many $billion deal. Canada is taking part in the encirclement of Russia, stationing troops in Latvia. And did you know that they're training neo-Nazi militias? That's what they're doing in the Ukraine. That's what Canadian troops are doing there. The US is still at war with North Korea, with the DPRK, 64 years after the armistice was signed. But instead of playing a positive role and advocating for the signing of a peace treaty to end the war and the US military occupation of Korea, Trudeau is right there behind former ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson, who threatens preemptive strikes, even preemptive nuclear strikes against the DPRK. In Venezuela, the US continues to try and organize a coup and reestablish its dictate. And everywhere the US has the same stand, submit or else. Every day we're fed disinformation that it is not the US which is the problem, but those countries who do not submit, who are threatened with everything up to and including nuclear annihilation. So let us keep our heads about us and our principles clear. Aggression is a crime. The US has not resolved a single problem with the vast death and destruction it has launched against the peoples of the world. More of the same is not the answer. Our stand is clear. Every nation, every people have a right to determine their own affairs. Every people have a sovereign right to be. Aggression is a crime under international law, and it must not be permitted. As Canadians, we said no to the war in Iraq, no to Bush's Star Wars and ballistic missiles. Before that, we said no to cruise missiles, no to the war in Vietnam, no to US nuclear warheads on Canadian soil, and many of you who participated in all these fights could add many things to this. Today, we must stand with a renewed commitment. We're facing a very dangerous situation, a very dangerous US aggressor, and we say no to Canada as a war criminal state spreading death and destruction. No to doubling our military spending, and yes to investing in our communities, not in war. We say no to Canada as part of the US homeland. We are not part of the US homeland, and we will not accept what the government is doing, putting Canada more and more under US jurisdiction. So let us lay the groundwork to elect an anti-war government. Let us today commit to step up our work and play our part to make Canada a zone for peace. Thank you very much.